31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Now the rain is really coming down up here on
Montesano
right now. Yes.
Jeff, it looks like it's everywhere too, behind
you. It pretty
you.
much is, yeah, especially along and east of I-65. That's where it's most active. For most of us, that's mostly what we're going to experience is rain and lightning. For some of you, though, there are going to be some instances of some strong wind and occasionally some hail mixed in. Some of that hail has been up to quarter and even golf ball size. Very isolated where that has happened, but a few reports of that have come in this afternoon. This is what WAAY 31 Triple Doppler looks like right now. If you're out in the shoals, you're done with severe weather potential. Heavy storms, though, lined up from near Haleyville, near Double Springs, into western Morgan County. Another round coming in through Madison County and over into Jackson County. It's going to be along and to the east of where these heavier storms are, where that threat of severe weather is going to continue for the next few hours. We'll go ahead and focus in on a few areas again. Our storm here in Jackson County, severe thunderstorm warning continues, but this storm losing a little bit of its punch. We've lost the hail core on it, but still may have a little gusty wind showing up here east of High Top as this travels off to the east and the northeast. But again, this one is weakening as it's approaching you folks in Stevenson, so that is some good news. Very heavy rain, though, and storm activity moving through, once again, the greater Huntsville area. There has been some hail out of this, pea-sized as large as nickel size being reported in a few spots, along with heavy rain, lightning, and perhaps on the leading edge of this in southeast Madison County, there could be some strong winds, perhaps 40, 50 miles per hour or a little bit higher than that. This one will continue to advance east across the county. Next up, Gurley. If you're down towards Owens Crossroads, Hampton Cove area to New Hope, you're going to get another batch of very heavy rain and some frequent lightning coming through as well. Morgan County still dealing with strong storms here, lined up from Hartselle to Falkville. Still raining pretty good in Decatur, but the heaviest of the storms have moved now east and are passing to your south. But if you're in eastern Morgan County, east of I-65, we're talking Somerville area, over towards Lacey Spring, down to Eva. This is going to be tracking in your general direction with more heavy rain, the possibility for some strong wind, and in some cases maybe a little bit of hail as well. Our hail core has diminished on the storm as it came through the Joppa Arab area, but still the possibility this will produce some strong wind on the leading edge coming through Union Grove right now. This is traveling northeastward, so this will also clip you folks up towards New Hope in the southeastern corner of Madison County. So a lot that is going on. Let's kind of expand the view, and what I do want to give you some hope is that we look back into northern Mississippi. Radar is relatively clear at this point in time. So that's why I say you folks in the shoals, you're done with the severe weather threat. What I'm going to track for you, the back edge of the heavier storms, and give you an idea as to when they will move out of the area. We'll still likely have some rain that'll linger this evening, so don't necessarily take this to mean when it's going to dry out, but just when the threat for stronger storms will come and go. About out of Decatur, Huntsville, close to 5 o'clock, we'll say goodbye to the strong storm threat. If you're over in Scottsboro, maybe a little closer to the 6 o'clock hour before we give you the all clear for strong storms. And if you're over in Fort Payne, still probably a couple hours of a window where you may see some stronger storm activity before this all builds on into Georgia. Latest here with Future Radar, little off on the details, but not too far off. We'll put things into motion, and through 8 o'clock, you can see things improve Huntsville to the west, but still may have some stronger storms up until that point across parts of northeast Alabama. By midnight, though, certainly we'll be over and done with, but as I say, we still won't be done with rainfall. There'll be more of that will pass through overnight tonight, perhaps waking up to some patches of light rain tomorrow morning. And then we anticipate there'll be another batch of showers and storms that'll come through, hitting the shoals around midday tomorrow, and then advancing through the rest of North Alabama through the afternoon hours. By the time we hit your Saturday evening, should be over and done with that, although a couple showers may linger beyond that and perhaps even on into your Sunday as well. Severe weather potential tomorrow, less likely, but not zero. We are under level 1 marginal risk for much of the area, particularly I-65 corridor eastward, where some of those storms as they push through tomorrow afternoon, once again, may contain some gusty wind and in some cases perhaps some hail, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. For tonight, storms this evening, followed by overnight showers, lows into the low 60s. Tomorrow, another round of storms, but the reason why the severe threat's lower, Temperatures will be lower. We're expected to stay in the 60s as opposed to hitting near 80, which is what many of us saw before the storms rolled in. Temperatures will stay in the 60s here on your 10-day forecast through your Sunday. Have added a low-end shower chance Sunday, Monday, especially if you're up in southern Middle Tennessee. Won't rule out an afternoon shower that could develop and track through those areas. Otherwise, the pattern remains an unsettled one. Rain chances on the uptick again across all of the areas starting Wednesday of next week and perhaps continuing into the following weekend. The good news is, though, no big heat on the way. Temperatures for the most part next week and beyond staying in the 70s, a little cooler than our average for this time of year. We're, of course, continuing to watch the radar. I'll have another update on the storms moving through and that potential severe weather out of some of those coming up in the next 30 minutes.
All right, Jeff, thank you.